Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. This is your host, Thomas Sandor Townsend, licensed massage therapist and certified meditation instructor. Today we're going over Chapter 9 in the book Mindfulness in Plain English by Bhante Gunaratana. And Chapter 9 is entitled Setup Exercises. Let's get into it. In Theravada Buddhist countries, it is traditional to begin each meditation session with the recitation of a certain set of formulas. An American audience is likely to take one glance at these invocations and to dismiss them as harmless rituals and nothing more. These so-called rituals, however, have been devised and refined by a set of pragmatic and dedicated men and women, and they have thoroughly practiced purpose. They are therefore worthy of deep inspection. The Buddha was considered contrary in his own day. He was born into an intensely ritualized society, and his ideas appear thoroughly iconoclastic to the established hierarchy of his own era. On numerous occasions, he disavowed the use of rituals for their own sake, and he was quite adamant about it. This does not mean that the ritual has no use. It means that ritual by itself, performed strictly for its own sake, will not get you out of the trap. Indeed, such performance is a part of the trap. If you believe that mere recitation of words will save you, then you only increase your own dependence on words and concepts. This moves you away from the wordless perception of reality rather than toward it. Therefore, the formula that follow must be practiced with a clear understanding of what they are and why they work. They are not prayers, and they are not mantras. They are not magical incantations. They are psychological cleansing devices that require active mental participation in order to be effective. Mumbled words without intentions are useless. Vipassana meditation is a delicate psychological activity, and the mindset of the practitioner is crucial to its success. The technique works best in an atmosphere of calm, benevolent confidence, and these recitations have been designed to foster those attitudes. Correctly used, they can act as a helpful tool on the path to liberation. The threefold guidance. Meditation is a tough job. It is an inherently solitary activity. One person battles against enormously powerful forces, part of the very structure of the mind doing the meditating. When you really get into it, you eventually find yourself confronted with a shocking realization. One day, you will look inside and realize the full enormity of what you are actually up against. What you are struggling to pierce looks like a solid wall, so tightly knit that not a single ray of light shines through. You find yourself sitting there, staring at the edifice, and you say to yourself, that. I'm supposed to get past that, but it's impossible. That is all there is. That is the whole world. That is what everything means, and this is what I use to define myself and to understand everything around me. And if I take that away, the whole world will fall apart and I will die. I cannot go through that. I just can't. It's a very scary feeling, a very lonely feeling. You feel like, here I am, all alone, trying to punch away something so huge it is beyond conception. To counteract this feeling, it is useful to know that you are not alone. Others have passed this way before. They have confronted the same barrier, and they have pushed their way through to the light. They have laid out the rules by which the job can be done, and they have banded together into a fellowship for mutual encouragement and support. The Buddha found his way through this very same wall, and after him came many others. He left clear instructions in the form of the Dharma to guide us along the same path, and he founded the Sangha, the community of monks and nuns to preserve that path and to keep each other on it. You are not alone, and the situation is not hopeless. Meditation takes energy. You need courage to confront some pretty difficult mental phenomena and the determination to sit through various unpleasant mental states. Laziness just will not serve. In order to pump up your energy for the job, repeat the following statement to yourself. Feel the intention you put into them. Mean what you say. I am about to tread the very same path that has been walked by the Buddha and by his great and holy disciples. An indolent person cannot follow that path. May my energy prevail. May I succeed. Universal loving friendliness. Vipassana meditation is an exercise in mindfulness, that is, an egoless awareness. It is a procedure in which the ego will be eradicated by the penetrating gaze of mindfulness. The practitioner begins this process with the ego in full command of the mind and body. Then, as mindfulness watches the ego function, it penetrates to the roots of the mechanics of ego and extinguishes ego piece by piece. There is a full-blown catch-22 on all this. However, mindfulness is egoless awareness. If we start with the ego in full control, how do we put enough mindfulness there at the beginning to get the job started? There's always some mindfulness present in any moment. The real problem is to gather enough of it to be effective. To do this, we can use a clever tactic. We can weaken those aspects of the ego that do the most harm so that mindfulness will have less resistance to overcome. Greed, hatred are the prime manifestations of the ego process. To the extent that grasping and rejecting are present in the mind, mindfulness will have a very rough time. The results of this are easy to see if you sit down to meditate while you're in the grip of some strong obsessive attachment. You will find that you will get nowhere. If you are all hung up in your latest scheme to make more money, you probably will spend most of your meditation period doing nothing but thinking about it. The Theravada tradition has developed a useful tool that will allow you to remove these barriers from your mind, at least temporarily, so that you can get on with the job of removing their roots permanently. You can use one idea to cancel another. You can balance a negative emotion by instilling a positive one. Giving is the opposite of greed. Benevolence is the opposite of hatred. Understand clearly now. This is not an attempt to liberate yourself by auto-hypnosis. You cannot condition enlightenment. Nibbana is an unconditioned state. A liberated person will indeed be generous and benevolent, but not because she has been conditioned to be so. She will be so purely as a manifestation of her own basic nature, which is no longer inhibited by ego. So this is not conditioning. This is regular psychological medicine. If you take this medicine according to directions, it will bring temporary relief from the symptoms of the malady from which you are currently suffering. Then you can get to work in earnest on the illness itself. You start out by banishing thoughts of self-hatred and self-condemnation. You allow good feelings and good wishes first to flow to yourself, which is relatively easy. Then you do the same for those people closest to you. Gradually, you work outward from your own circle of intimates until you can direct a flow of those same emotions to your enemies and to all living beings everywhere. Correctly done, this can be a powerful transformative exercise in itself. At the beginning of each meditation session, say the following sentences to yourself. Really feel the intention. May I be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to me. May I always meet with spiritual success. May I also have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties. problems, and failures in life. May also rise above them with morality, integrity, forgiveness, compassion, mindfulness, and wisdom. May my parents be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May they always meet with spiritual success. May they also have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May they always rise above them with morality, integrity, forgiveness, compassion, mindfulness, and wisdom. May my teachers be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May they always meet with spiritual success. May they also have patience, courage, understanding, determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May they always rise above them with morality, integrity, forgiveness, compassion, mindfulness, and wisdom. May my relatives be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May they always meet with spiritual success. May they also have patience, courage, understanding, determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May they always rise above them with morality, integrity, forgiveness, compassion, mindfulness, and wisdom. May my friends be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May they always meet with spiritual success. May they also have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May they always rise above them with morality, integrity, forgiveness, compassion, mindfulness, and wisdom. May all indifferent persons be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May they always meet with spiritual success. May they also have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May they always rise above them with morality, integrity, forgiveness, compassion, mindfulness, and wisdom. May all unfriendly persons be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May they always meet with spiritual success. May they also have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May they always rise above them with morality, integrity, forgiveness, compassion, mindfulness, and wisdom. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to them. May they always meet with spiritual success. May they also have patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May they always rise above them with morality, integrity, forgiveness, compassion, mindfulness, and wisdom. Once you have completed these recitations, lay aside all your troubles and conflicts for the period of practice. Just drop the whole bundle. If they come back into your meditation later, just treat them as they are, distractions. You must remember that you practice loving friendliness for the purification of your own mind, just as you practice meditation for your own attainment of peace and liberation from pain and suffering. As you practice loving friendliness within yourself, you can behave in a most friendly manner without biases, prejudices, discrimination, or hate. Your noble behavior enables you to help others in a most practical manner to reduce their pain and suffering. It is compassionate people who can help others. Compassion is a manifestation of loving friendliness in action. For one who does not have loving friendliness cannot help others. Noble behavior means behaving in a most friendly manner. Behavior includes thought, speech, and actions. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for Chapter 9. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comments, and I will get to you as soon as possible. Love, peace, be well.